In this video, I am back at the Great British Car Journey Museum, where things have changed an awful lot in the 2 years since I was last here. Let's go and see what's changed. So in we go. I've still got the old Arrol Johnston here. Really old example from the dawn of motoring. But this car behind it is quite interesting. It's an FE Victor, and the owner bought it, but then didn't use it at all. He kept it parked in a garage, sadly not covered. So there's some blemishes, but took all the chrome off, had that wrapped, he got a complete exhaust for it. And we don't really know why he then just left it. It's got 10 miles on the clock. Look at the interior. Absolutely immaculate. This effectively is an unused Vauxhall Victor. So it dates from the early 1970s. It's got the zebra zone toughened windscreen, which allegedly leaves a bit of it, doesn't smash you in the face, and it's a very 1970s colour as well. It's an 1800, I think that was the smallest engine. It's a fascinating example. Let's see what else is new. This Lost in A30 is so clean. Obviously a rival to the Minor. There's two very different ages of Minor represented, the earlier low light MM and the 948cc powered Minor Million, complete with the modified badges to represent 1 million items sold. But yeah, some very interesting cars. There's a Javelin that Steph iDriver Classic drove a while ago. What a fascinating colour, and a fascinating car as well. I'm desperate to do a video on one of those. A Jensen 541, very interesting cars. But for me, one of the more interesting vehicles is through this section. We've got Land Crabs, Itals, representing the later years of British Leyland. A Reliant Scimitar. Do you know Princess Anne used to own one of those? Stick with us, we'll have more on that shortly. It's glorious purple Sunbeam Rapier with the drop down windows. What a fantastic looking car. A little Mark I Fiesta by Crayford with the convertible roof. The Mark II Cortina ambulance that we saw at the NEC last, I think. Funky HB Viva, the old slot mags, marvellous stuff. So yeah, all these cars you can see, the Cutaway, Austin 1100 over here. Isn't that lovely? Restored by members of the Essex branch of the 1100 Club. What a great thing to see that is. But yeah, so much here. The Maestro that started the collection, that was the first car that Richard bought, and then thought, I know I should buy a few more. But yeah, the more interesting car here is this car. If you look at the number plate, 1420H, and until fairly recently, that was still owned by Her Royal Highness Princess Royal, Princess Anne. So all the people who say, oh, she used to own one of those, she really did, until fairly recently. Unfortunately, she wasn't really allowed to drive this one anymore because there are no security features at all, no toughened glass or anything. But this is a late Middlebridge Scimitar, built after Reliant ceased production, and 77, I think, of these were built before the money ran out. And like I say, Princess Anne had one of these until fairly recently. I'm slightly disappointed she no longer owns one, but I well understand the reasons why. She even got headlamp wipers on hers apparently, which is a detail I had not realised. So yeah, a wonderful piece of the collection. And there's a few other new cars as well. That's Elton John's old Bentley Continental we've seen before. They've got a Peel P50, which I assume is one of the more recent copies, although maybe it isn't. Maybe it is an older one. There are so many replicas now. Gorgeous little Frisky here as well. And the Laramax, I think it is one of these cars built for disabled use, I think, back in the day. Olama car is what it is. There we go. And a Paramount. These were built in Derby, but they only built a handful of them, not very many. Steph iDriver Classic has got her eye on this for a drive. And an interesting might have been. A DeLorean, of course, and Ford Mondeo representing the more recent end. They've got a Reliant Regal in blue there, as well as a Robin you can drive. And there should already be a test drive video of that very vehicle on the channel. So yeah, very, very interesting here. But we're not just here to meet the cars. We want to meet the YouTubers as well. So let's go and see how many of those we can find. So as promised at the start of this video, we're not just here to look at cars, we're here to talk to some people as well. We've got lots of other YouTubers here, and I'm delighted to finally meet UK Barn Finds, Claire and Elton. So hello, lovely to meet you at last.
I have seen you before in briefly, but you're so popular at the NEC.
Oh.
I couldn't get near him, honestly, that's genuine, I couldn't get near you, mate.
But yeah, your channel stems out of the day job, really.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah. I've promoted sort of barn find cars on social media for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And this year we thought we'll have a go at this YouTube lark because
And you're already on 25,000 subs.
We've done well for the first year, yeah, we have, but it's hard, isn't it?
It is hard work, yeah. I think people don't always appreciate just how difficult it is.
No, it's...
But what sort of following you got on the Facebook page now? Because I've been on there quite a while. It's a page that pops up all the time.
Yeah, that page is sort of nudging 400,000.
Wow.
But they don't come over to YouTube. That doesn't happen.
That is the difficult bit.
Facebook hates YouTube,
and
probably vice versa. I don't know. So getting people over it isn't as easy as that. So you are really starting from scratch, just like everyone else. And it's been hard work, but very rewarding. And like yourself, I'm sure that it's the feedback from the people who watch your videos that drives you forward.
Yeah. Keep commenting, folks. We like the comments.
Honestly, it's not. It sounds like a sort of a plug, but it isn't. We read the comments. We're still small enough to be able to do every single comment. Don't always get to reply to them all, and that's what spurs us on.
And for those who haven't seen your channel, what is the last video? What was the most recent upload for you?
It was about a barn find Austin A30. We featured one a few months ago that we purchased from auction. Someone else loved this lady so much, her reaction to it. He said, I've got one that's been sitting in here for decades, don't know what to do with it. You seem like the right people to have
it's a sweet video, and it's your and that's what people love. A genuine reaction and genuine enjoyment is what people respond to.
She said to me before, as we were setting up the cameras, she was looking at it going, I think I'm an Austin girl now.
It was so strange though, because for me personally, Austin A30s just weren't on my radar at all. It wasn't a car that I'd ever really homed in on. But since we got that barn find one, which really the intention with that was it was just going to be, here's a dirty car, a show car for us to have a look at and take to shows. And then it went from there, and I just fell in love with that car.
Oh, I can't say I blame you. They're gorgeous little things.
And so easy to drive, which I think is what surprised me most about it, because I thought, really old car, the oldest car that I've ever driven. I thought this is going to be a real pig to drive. But it was so easy.
Yeah, they are delightful little things.
But also the people who follow those cars. We've got comments from people, like a guy the other day, 87 years old. And that sort of made our day, didn't it? It was like over Christmas we were reading that, and we love having the older viewers, because you don't expect, but you kind of, it comes with the territory that youngsters are all over YouTube. I didn't know, you know, you've been doing it for years, that older people are on YouTube.
When you look at my stats, it's primarily men over the age of 45. Especially when I'm doing the older stuff. So there's so much nostalgia out there.
And we find it really fulfilling, and that's what it's about. We're not at a stage where it makes money. But we're enjoying it. We're still
well on your way, I'd say. Super. So UK Barn Finds, obviously can find you on Facebook. Any other social media?
I think we're on we are on Instagram. X, do we call it now? Do we call it X?
Twitter, whatever.
Twitter. I think we do have a TikTok channel, but we don't tend to use it as much. We can't.
I only dabble with it.
We're just two of us, like yourself. You can only do so much. Primary focus has been Facebook. We want the primary focus to be YouTube. I think we just find it more rewarding. It's something we can both work on together. Claire does all the editing. I just make the silly purchases. And,
you just look handsome in front of the camera.
I tried, bloody hell, gives a few years.
Super, well thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
We shall, thank you.
We've also managed to find Steph of iDriver Classic.
Hello.
And this delightful stag. Is this something you're about to start filming?
I am, yeah.
Oh, well please make sure you get the lovely wiping mechanism. captured. It's a perfect day for it because it's been raining. It's been a tricky day for filming.
Oh God, I know. We took a big break for lunch and to do a few bits and pieces because we did have a secret chat about what we've got coming up, didn't we?
We did. The event, some of you will know about, but not very little. We're just dripping the information out there, but it's going to be good.
And it's Saturday, the 9th of March, 2024. So everybody needs to have that blocked out.
Put that in your calendar. Yes.
And
but sorry, we're not here to talk about the event. We're here to talk about you, iDriver Classic.
What would you like to know?
Well, where are you now in terms of subs?
Nearly 52,000.
Oh, wow. So you've cracked the big 50.
Yeah,
chasing me and Matt down.
I know. Well, I'm next goal, 75.
Oh, well, I'm sure it'll come around very quickly. Matt's just driven past an Austin A40 Farina. It's been a really fun day. We'll try and catch him in a bit.
It has.
So what highlights have you got of the past year personally in terms of the classic car content?
Oh, gosh.
There's a lot, isn't there?
There is. You know, my biggest highlight for the last year has actually been, so a really big thing for me was that I set myself some goals last year. So my two big goals were do a video at least once a week because I wasn't very well in 2021 or 2020. So like I didn't get much out at all. So I said, right, it's 2021, 2022, I just wasn't very well. So then this year, 2023, I was like, right, okay, my goal is one video a week, every single week, and I have managed to do it, even when I felt rotten.
Yeah, and I know that, it's no mean feat. It's a lot of work to try and get one out, especially as, you know, I'm a full-time YouTuber. You are not. You're still keeping a full-time job as well as doing all this.
Yeah, and I run the house, so I'm running the house, working 5 days a week, getting videos out, and you know, getting that marina done as well, that's been a massive highlight for me. And I also set myself the secondary goal that I wanted to hit 50,000 subscribers this year, and I've done it. And I did it on an EC weekend. I was like, yeah!
Excellent. Well, I'm glad the hard work is all paying off.
Thank you.
But yes, do look out for our event where you'll be able to see us two and Matt Furious and a host of others, perhaps.
Yeah. What's been your highlights this year? Has anyone asked you a question?
Oh, well, no, I'm being interviewed on my own channel. Oh, highlight for me. I'm probably going to say the Daimler double-decker bus. Because that was very much me ticking a box, I want to drive that vehicle. Yeah. And it was a really successful video.
Can I ask you?
You can't guarantee that. Sometimes what you love is not what's going to be big.
Like the boats? Like
the boats, yeah. Or generally a lot of pre-war cars really struggle for views, which is really frustrating because they're so much fun.
I know, but you know what, actually, I did the Standard 8 the other day and it's gone well over 50k now, so I'm quite pleased about that.
That's strong performance,
I'm really pleased about that because actually that's one of my big things for next year is I want to do more pre-war and I've got a couple of personal goals which I'm going to talk about next year once I've got to sort out a few bits and pieces, but I want to do a big fundraiser and I want to try and get a few other bits sorted. But
nice.
Yeah. Excellent. What's your big goal for next year?
I don't have goals. I never have. I just keep going and see where I end up. And that's the philosophy of Hub Nut from day one.
Turn up on the right day in March, please.
Well, yeah, try and get the right day. Yeah. Organising an event and getting the date wrong. Not a great highlight of 2023.
What about the Junior? That should be one of your goals.
Yeah. Getting that back on the road. Hopefully that'll be an early box ticker. But yeah, see where we go.
Brilliant. Sorry that I became Martin Bashir and you became Princess Diana there for 1 second.
It's all right. Yeah, it's an interesting take on it. But this is it. We don't always plan these things or go script and everything. It's just off the cuff stuff. So thank you very much.
That's all right.
Enjoy your stag test drive.
I cannot wait. It's the only one, isn't it? So Triumph gave everything a 4-letter production name. Feels very Wordle. And this is the only car that kept their
development code.
Yeah, development code, that's it. Because I can't remember what it was.
Herald was Ajax. Was it Ajax or was that the Triumph 2000? I've forgotten now, but yeah, you are right. Most of the codes just got dropped, but this was
one
Stag
kept
all the way
Stag.
through.
Yeah, there you go.
Very interesting.
My geeky fact of
the day.
all
the time. So now we've managed to find Katie, or Wrenching Wench, as your title is. That's your self-chosen title, not one I'm just giving you. No. And you're a more recent joiner of the YouTube posse, if you like. So how have you found it? How is it going for you?
I'm loving it. I just need to get into the habit of putting more content out. That's the
content is key. Yeah.
That's my biggest problem is consistency. But I'm very surprised at how well the videos seem to be doing, even though I don't put them out very often. So I've got my little community, and it seems to be going quite well. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm a regular commenter, especially on the Lomax.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. Seeing someone coming into a 2CV based car for the first time is really interesting because they are very different.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to sort of learning how they all work. Because I've already had a look around it and had people commenting and, like you said, explaining what all the suspension
Well, this
bits
isn't
were.
the time of year to be driving it anyway, is it?
No, no, especially now I've taken the roof off.
Yeah. So you're hoping to get it on the road for the summer?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to enter in the Race to Waves. So they opened applications yesterday. So I've sent my application. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they accept me, and then I can.
Ooh,
that's
nothing like a deadline.
So I'm hoping, if I have a deadline, then I'll actually get it done.
And again, it's still like a side project for you at the moment because your main job is
mechanicking.
On vans?
On vans, yeah. So I work for a hire company and I maintain the world's fastest vans. And they certainly get treated that way anyway.
Yes. You occasionally do little insights on Twitter, or X as it is now.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Which are always fun to get an insider's view of what it's like these poor vans and the hammering they take.
Yeah, nothing shocks me anymore. I've seen some sights.
So of course it's been an interesting year for you. You won the Bright Spark award, and what did that lead to?
Well, that was. The whole year's been quite a journey, but that led to going down to Bicester Heritage for a week and being a part of the Heritage Skills Academy. In fact, I actually was in the same class as the apprentice who's here.
Oh, okay.
He's not here today, but he works here.
Yeah.
Luke, I think, if I remember his name right. And that was really good. I got to do the brakes on an Austin van, and it was really sort of eye-opening. And then I got to spend a day with Practical Classics.
Yeah, because it was at their show back in March you won the award, isn't it?
Yeah, and they sponsored the award as well, so I spent the day with them at their office, and
Brilliant.
I even went to their workshop and I watched them filming that Fixing Up series they've got.
Brilliant.
And even got to write a little article as well, a little opinion piece.
So you got to work on the brakes of an old Austin pickup. We're next to an old Austin now. Why are we next to this A90 Atlantic?
Because I've got quite a big of a soft spot for them, because my great-granddad had one.
Oh, wow.
And my dad tells me stories of him sat in the back, cruising up and down Blackpool seafront. And I'd love to sort of replicate that, but they're quite pricey. So
they are quite pricey. And sadly, this car isn't one of those you can drive here, unfortunately. It just sits here looking gorgeous. But yeah, an interesting little tidbit of history. Well, thank you for having a chat, and good luck with your channel.
Thank you.
So we're now with Matt of Furious Driving, long-term competitor and previously a colleague. So
indeed,
I guess in some way we are colleagues still.
As far as YouTube is one big happy family, I guess we are.
So how is Furious Driving going for you now?
All right, I think. We're
okay.
Almost at the 100,000. Nearly got my little silver plate.
That plaque is on its way.
I hope so, very soon indeed, I hope. Yeah, we've got lots of projects ongoing at the moment.
So too many projects, really?
Well, yeah, I'm saying I've got 15 cars, but technically I've still got 16 as the Rover 75 hasn't actually sold yet. So yeah, more cars than I've got space for, which is definitely a thing.
Yeah, know that feeling?
The MX-5 is not a project, but it's currently not on the road because I took half the suspension off and didn't put the other half back on again. So yeah, the little Mini Minor, the Morris Mini, that is...
Very rusty.
Well, I don't know yet.
Okay, still assessing.
Still assessing, but it's down to the bare shell. The engine is separate from the body, the interior is upstairs, and so it's very much not a car at the moment.
Yeah.
But in the next couple of weeks, we're going to find out exactly what the body shell's like.
Oh, there we go. I was about to ask, what have you got up and coming? And
well, it's going to be, taking all of the paint off. That's going to be an exciting times video.
Excellent.
And we're this close to having the Rover P6 V8 back on the road again.
Hence why we're here with a P6.
Yes.
One of the few that Matt doesn't do, or hasn't done.
And unlike mine, it works.
Yeah.
Which is a novelty. But yeah, we've now got to the point where the P6 V8, it starts on the button. It doesn't actually drive anywhere because I think we were low on gearbox ATF.
Oh, okay.
So it turns out buying ATF-G, you cannot put Dextron, which is the commonly available ATF fluid in that, or it'll just destroy the gearbox.
Oh, nice.
And so before I drive it anywhere, because it's been off the road for a couple of years, it's been in and out of a couple of garages, I'm going to drain all the gearbox fluid out and then re-top it up with fresh ATF-G, just in case anyone's put any Dextron in it while it's been in the garage, not to my knowledge. Turns out it's really expensive and really hard to get. So I bought 5 litres of it just before Christmas. Turns out 8 litres are needed. Oh. So I need to spend another 25 quid on another gallon of the stuff.
The joys.
And you can't check the level unless the engine is running.
Ah, okay, so that's previously been impossible.
Yes, I have no way of finding out, but now it's back together, oil's in the engine, radiator's connected, the water pump's in it, the fan is on, and everything's there. It's just little tiny niggly things. So
that's been a very long-term project.
It has. It didn't go well. It was, in theory, a very easy thing to do because it's a like-for-like engine, but it's different enough to not work straight out the box.
Yeah, so this is 4.6.
Yeah, from a P38 Range Rover.
Oh, wow.
But it's got the top end from the P6, bottom end from the P6, so sump and the inlet manifolds, front end from an SD1, I believe, that came on my 3.5 litre engine. And obviously the Borg-Warner 3-speed Dreadful-matic gearbox, which is the next thing to go once we get it started.
Oh, excellent. Oh, look forward to that.
Yeah,
and of course, the other thing we've got is our event. We've already discussed this with Stephanie of iDriver Classic, but 9th of March, it's going to be quite the event.
Yeah, hold the date.
We will share more details with you soon.
Yes.
But excellent. I'm pleased Furious Driving is doing so well.
Well, yeah, we'll maybe not doing well, but keep him busy.
Well, keeping busy is good enough, I reckon.
Yeah, it fills time, if nothing else.
And thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And finally, saving the best for last, maybe.
Wow.
It's Kitch Up and Down, wearing his merchandise.
Yes.
Which you finally have available.
Prototype hoodie.
Yeah, you timed it impeccably to get a little bit of merchandise out just before Christmas.
Yes.
Just making sure you
This
missed
is for all
the
the
rush.
people who got money for Christmas, not presents.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. It's a good lazy present, bit of cash.
Yes, yes. But then this says I have an SM, so only SM owners can buy it.
Oh, well, I'll just have to wait.
Yes.
Forever.
That's...
Anyway, we're stood with a Hillman imp that is not your Hillman imp.
This is Hilda from Wish.
Yeah, but this is Hilda with bumpers and things.
Yeah, this is how Hilda would have been before it was altered.
But we're here to talk about your channel, Up and Down.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you doing? You doing all
I'm
right?
quite cold.
Oh.
I was waiting to go home, but someone stopped me and said...
As you can probably imagine, we've not had the best of days. But yeah, channel going all right?
It's going all right, yes. I don't... I'm not a full-timer like you, so my content, I don't get as much of it out because I have a job.
Yeah.
But it's... no, it's going...
But then your job is quite often the content, like Professor Tomato.
Yes, that's true, yeah. There is a strong crossover between the content and the job, which is not always a good thing. But
Professor Tomato is a BX16 valve that I don't think you're ever going to finish working on.
No, it's an ongoing
It always
thing.
just goes, hello, new issue.
It's like the universe, it's infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is always Tomato.
So it belongs to our friend JM of JM on Cars.
Yeah,
Has he actually seen it?
I found out that's not his name.
Oh.
His name is James.
It is James.
Yeah,
yes.
I thought it was JM. I thought it was just a weird name.
Yeah.
He has seen it, he drove it once and it broke down.
Excellent. And despite that, he's decided to spend lots of money doing yet more repair work on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he's crazy. No, he's never driven a good one, so my only worry is that he'll pump all this money into it and I'll get it as good as I can get it and he'll drive it and go, it's a bit rubbish.
That's not likely though, it's a BX16 valve. They are hilarious.
They are the best thing ever.
Yeah.
That's not British, obviously.
Obviously.
No, they are. I have another one, which I'm getting out in, next couple of weeks, and I'm very excited.
Oh, this is Bar.
Yeah, it's not really on the channel or anything, but it's...
But you've owned it for quite a long time.
20 years this year.
Wow.
And there's not many cars in the world that tick all the boxes like a BX16 valve does. It does pretty much everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's cheap enough to run, it's fast enough to be fun. That rhymes, it's horrible.
Yeah, never mind.
But yeah, it's fun.
We can edit that out.
It's very comfy, it's smooth when you want it to be, it's cheapish to buy still, you know.
Hugely practical.
Yeah, practical, reliable, quite easy to work on really, when you compare them to a C6. I think they're brilliant. So
yes, talking of the C6, you're in it today.
I'm in the C6.
Which is good to see again.
Which shows how far behind the channel is.
Yeah, I was going to say, the last video I watched on that was the DPF unclogging.
Yes.
Which was disgusting.
It was. But the problem is I haven't been able to tell the car that I've done that.
Oh, okay.
So it still thinks it's blocked.
Okay.
So it throws up error messages.
The joys.
And it's got a whooshing noise that I thought I'd got rid of. I haven't. That's a boost leak.
Oh.
So I'm driving around with a boost leak. But luckily I've got 2 turbos, so I thought, well, if one of them leaks, it's fine.
Well, yeah, you can afford a bit of leakage.
It's fine. It's fine. So, the C6 is not... It's a bit poorly, but for sitting on the motorway at 70, it's mint.
Yeah,
even in its condition, it's We did the journey yesterday, 3 hours or whatever. It was like that.
Yeah, well, I used it to drive down to Devon and back, and
it just goes.
Perfect tool for the job.
It's got aircon now.
Yeah, and a fair bit faster than an Iveco.
Yes.
Which came worryingly close to the power level of my Berlingo.
It beat
one of your famous dyno sessions.
Yes, the Rolling Road. Yes, I forgot about the Rolling Road. Well, there was every chance that it was going to beat it. There was a chance.
But it didn't. The Berlingo is finally victorious.
It shouldn't have done, because Bella should have had 90.
Yes.
Just
like Pastor Picasso kind of almost did.
Pastor Picasso, yeah. Pastor Picasso is the perfect example of what you look after a car.
It'll go.
It'll keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I think, it did come close. I mean, the Iveco had an opportunity to cause an upset.
And failed.
And it did not take its chances.
No.
So it is...
maybe the sports exhaust just doesn't work quite as well as you thought.
No, I thought the tailpipe would make a massive difference to it, but no. I'm going to scrap it for that.
Yeah, poor Becky.
I'm not yet, but I probably will have to one day.
Oh, talking of scrapping, of course, the most emotional topic, Clement. We have bought a Clement mug. It starts black and then you pour tea into it. And Clement...
Not just tea, you can pour any hot drink
into it. Clement is revealed to you.
Do you know the stupid thing?
Then as you drink, it fades to black.
Well, the stupid thing is, on my store, I had a generic bit of spiel on the mugs that said you can put hot drinks in it or cold. And then someone messaged and said, you probably shouldn't put that on the Clement one because it has to have a hot drink. Otherwise, it's just a black mug.
But yeah, the demise of Clement is very sad. Are you sure you can't turn it into some sort of beach buggy or something?
Well, it wouldn't be legal.
It'd be fun, though.
Well, there is a time element as well. No, I spoke to... I was talking to that fella from Practical Classics. Danny?
Danny.
He was there earlier. And I said, I'm actually going to use... some people won't want to watch it. I'm thinking of doing autopsy videos.
Oh.
Well, because I think there's a serious point in it, in that car was not required to have an MOT.
No.
Right? And I've cut off the roof. If I get hold of the B-pillar, I could pull it off the car. Right?
Terrifying.
And that car didn't need an MOT.
No.
Now, admittedly, would that have been part of an MOT check? No, it wouldn't have been. But it just goes to show that an MOT might not be the answer for cars like this, but you need something.
Yeah.
You need to go looking at other things.
A basic sanity check.
You need a more in-depth check on the rock.
We all get there to an MOT deadline and go, oh crap, I better fix these things.
Yeah.
That I've been putting off.
Sticking, I don't know, like modern cars have emissions tests and things like that. And it's like, well, if it's running okay, if it's an old classic and it's running okay, it doesn't get driven enough to pollute the earth that badly.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry about that. Make sure it's safe.
They
allow people to take caps off of seals and have a look inside, And if they'd done that on Clement, then, I mean, if I'd have done that when I got it, I'd have known that it was past it. But it's taken me this long to take it apart to find that it's... it's a non-starter. I mean, it's been repaired before,
and someone's been charged an awful lot of money for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, someone's paid 25 grand on that car. That said, it did have a new steering rack, which would have been about 2,000 all in. It had 5 new tyres, and it had, I think the engine was rebuilt. So it wouldn't. So it's a lot of money, but it doesn't take much to get the 25 grand when you're doing an old car up.
Yeah.
If you do it properly. The annoying thing is, it wasn't done properly.
No, very frustrating.
Yeah.
But yes, do go and check out the Up and Down channel. I don't know if you noticed, he quite likes talking. So none of your videos are what I call short, but you get lots of nuggets of information.
That's very rude. Very rude.
Very accurate.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like silence. I get awkward.
Yeah.
Talk.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and
Yes.
do go and check out the Up and Down channel and buy his lovely merchandise. Thank you.
It all feeds the algorithm. And my
Or
bank.
something.
Yeah.
We've almost stopped talking.
We have. It's just faded out gradually.